Alright folks, hello and welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I am your host Josh, and this is part 22 of our Let's Play of Head as Code. When we last left off, we had finished off the casino room with G, and then we decided to head back to the lounge, and a bunch of weird things happened. We got, pushed away. G stayed on the train, or was threatened to stay on the train by somebody else. I don't know. Agnos was going off blowing things up, presumably, and then our attempt to try to stop that, we had a weird encounter with who we believed to be H, wearing the mask of Smiley, kind of, and then they killed us. The one thing I will note that I did not note at the end of last episode that I think is interesting from that bit is that the very first line that Smiley H says is, G has failed. Or something along those lines, suggesting that everything that I sort of thought was up with H may also very well be true about G, but maybe G has slightly more free will in this situation? We'll see. Let's find out what happens when we go back to the moment after the casino bit. And this time, instead of going back to the lounge, we're gonna stick it out with G, even after telling her that we don't like pizza. And we'll continue on to the next room with G. I chose not to return to the lounge before we found anything. Let's keep going. I thought about it, and it would be better if we just continued. So you agree then? Yes. Brogane Station, Piscine. The train was already setting off. I looked over at the twin, considering her arguments from earlier. Was this really fair? I looked down at my hands. This decision wasn't like me. It was as if some kind of mystical force was guiding me. I've been called worse, Simon. I closed my hands in fists and opened them again. I still had control over my body, and yet... What's the matter? I don't know. Something strange. I don't know. I just feel strange. Can you explain it? It's like, you know when you're dreaming? You do whatever you want in the dream, but it's not really something you consciously do. And then sometimes you understand you're in a dream. It's like that. It's like I'm dreaming and I just now understood that I am. I can tell you that you're not asleep anyway. If you are, and you dreamed up this entire place, then you should just stop because it's no good. Alright, well, pinch me then. The train ceased its movements at the pool. The doors opened, but I continued talking since we are far from our destination, which was the gym on the absolute opposite end. I would if I could, G. It's not like that. It's not what I meant. It's more like your every action up to now had been determined by your subconscious. Only after you realize you're in a dream do you have some kind of control. You did something you didn't want to do? Yeah, I don't really like you, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. The chime rang out as the train closed its doors to set off again. Other than delivering pizzas? I mean, yeah. Just now, in fact. I suggested we kept going, but I don't know why. It doesn't line up with what I'd normally do. You know, if you just wanted to change your mind, you could just tell me, not need to go through a life story and multiple philosophical lessons to get there. No, that's not it at all. Inside of my head, I get the reasoning. It just doesn't feel like me. I slumped down into a seat. G wasn't sure where I was getting with this, so I abandoned the chase. And yet, what about her? It was also unlike her to continue without her sister. Brogane Station, lay up twirlies. Nailed it. I decided to close my eye and rest until we arrived at the gym. As we stopped at the leisure station, something caught my attention. Hey, isn't that A? Oh no. Knowing what we know about the other version of these events. The old man was barreling down the stairs and lunged into the train before it left. Oh, I don't like any of this. Clearly exhausted from the sprint, he panted, slowly rising up to his feet. Oh, I hadn't thought you'd be here. You know, 2 more people to dispose of then. What a surprise! What did you run away from? Listen, ignore any loud sounds you're about to hear here. He paused to let the chime ring out first. As the train set off, he took a seat to ensure his security instead of falling off balance. Brocane Station, security. Nothing in particular. I just didn't want to miss the train. That would have been a real pain. There was something wrong with him. I could tell G shared my suspicions. First of all, he was here alone, and his hand was tightly gripping his bag, as if it contained something very important. Did you find the 9th person? Oh, that? No, not at all. Are you sure? Of course! In fact, I was going to the next station. I've not found the 9th person, but perhaps something else that may help us. The next station was the security one. I found it somewhat odd he wanted to go there. Where's E? She is at the lounge, having a nice cup of juice on the couch. Couldn't be more relaxed. Definitely not freaking out. If you had business with her, I presume it will have to wait then. Well, I didn't have business with her specifically, but we hadn't seen other people for a while. Ah, yes. That is true. I wondered about that myself. Oh, my stop is here. Let us meet again soon. Ta-ta. With a bow, the man left the train once the doors opened. I looked at G with a quirked eyebrow. She seemed as lost as I was. That was something. Anyway, let's continue to that gymnasium place. Yeah. Nothing else of note was really said until we arrived at that station. We arrived at the gym. Now something's gotta happen here, because we solved this one before. However, However, it was closed. Again? How many stations have been explored now? Did we miss all of the remaining ones? The train departed from the station once more, heading even further inside. I closed my hands and fists, feeling my annoyance grow. How many stations were left? Maybe we should have just gone to the reactor. Yeah, if I'd known this would happen. Nothing we could predict. Brocane Station, Iglisay. The whole time, I clenched my teeth. Was this Marco's doing? It was all Marco's fault. It always has been. Did he betray me and explore every single station without my knowing? What? This is a weird way to frame this. I would know soon, no doubt. We arrived at the church in silence. Once again, the door on the station was closed. Now, okay. Time for a good old game of who can we account for here, then? We know that A... Okay, so we have us two. We have A, who went to the security room by himself. That was already open. If we're going to believe him that E is back in the lounge, we can do that. We've since had 2 closed rooms, which we can account for if 2 pairs of people, say a J and a... Well, no, we can't, can we? No, yes, we can. A J and an H, say, and a Marco and a Ray, or some combination of those 4. That is possible. It's weird, but it's possible. So we could account for everyone right now. It's just weird. Oh, this is ridiculous now. Is there only the theater left? Uh-oh. I hit my hand under the window, giving it a worrying crack. I pulled away almost instantly, thinking it wouldn't be good if I broke it. The wind from the train's movement would be terrible. I don't know. I feel strange, like I shouldn't go there. Shouldn't go here. Huh? Something bad will happen there. Or maybe it has already happened? Are you precognitive now? I don't think so. That's all just a load of bull anyway. But do you mind if you go check around first? Well, the train's chime rang out, the doors closed anew. I nodded at G. Okay, when we get there, let's step off and I'll look around. I couldn't help but think it's strange how she wanted to be protected all of a sudden, when she told me before that she liked the fact that I didn't necessarily believe she needed protection. I quieted my thoughts. Perhaps the girl was simply scared. Can't blame her. I kind of was too. The fewer stations remain, the fewer opportunities to find the ninth person existed as well. I would have lost all my chances at escape soon. We're just thinking about the ninth person here. And how many different places we've been, under different timelines and different situations. And we've never encountered even a hint of another person being here, really. Other than sometimes doors are closed and we don't know who's there. Which makes me personally think that the ninth person either is one of us or is somebody that looks like one of us so that they can sort of get by without being under suspicion. That's my current thoughts. I would have lost all my chances at escape soon. The train stopped and the doors opened. Okay, I'll head upstairs. You wait here for a bit. Okay. Be back quickly. So where are we here? I looked through the open door of the lobby. Upon stepping in, I realized the doors didn't close behind me. That was strange. Despite that, the train left the station. Oh, okay. We are at the theater. I walked upstairs. I expected a theater. That's exactly what I got. I took a look around. It wasn't a very detailed exploration, but one nonetheless. It confirmed something terrible. A chill ran up my spine when I realized what the dead ends in the hallway outside of the room meant. There was no way to go to the other side of the station. That meant once you got off the train for this one, you couldn't go back. Either you left through the exit, or you stayed trapped inside. Those were incredibly bad news. This doesn't make any sense. I wandered back down the stairs to share the news with the twin. Once I was out, I called for G. Hey, where are you? Oh, I was worried about this. I was real worried about this. There was no answer. She wasn't around. Did she leave while I was up the stairs? Out of the corner of my eyes, I spied one of those dark tunnels with a locked grid. Maybe she had escaped through one of those? I wandered into the darkness. I couldn't see anything. Hey, G, are you here? The ground here was softer for some reason. Oh, I really don't like that description. There was a step I had to climb, but just one. Blindly touching around the gate, I finally found there was some kind of lock. Even if I messed with it, I couldn't open it. I decided G had not come this way then. Huh, she must have not come here. What is this step, anyway? I stepped backwards and touched it. It was soft and it had cloth on it. Oh, Jesus. This wasn't a step. It was someone. G, is that you? I'm so sorry, I didn't think... I grabbed her arm. She was not breathing. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. No! I dragged her body back outside of the dark hallway. It was covered with blood, the same as my shoes. The girl had been stabbed. What? But there was no train. Who? I wouldn't find the answer to this question. Not now or ever. Who? My body ceased moving, but the pain of being stabbed spread throughout my entire nervous system. I fell forward, latching onto the gate at the back of the hallway. I wanted to turn around. I wanted to see who killed me. For a moment, I thought whatever killed me might have not been someone, but the knife was pulled out. A second stab hit me, and I passed away into darkness. Okay. So what that makes me think is there's some sort of, like, hidden... Okay, so you know how, like, in, like, Disney World, there's, like, hidden underground passages that can be used by the people who work there, and it's, like, a quick way to get around without being seen? I think something like that is going on here. I think that G and H both know about it. I think that G tried to do something here, and H or somebody else who's aware of this was there and killed her for some reason. Again, maybe this relates to the way that H said G quote-unquote failed, and so she's being killed for that. I don't know. Those are my current thoughts. Alright, stab that end. What are we looking at here? We got some more time. Let's dip into something else here. With the truest embodiment of an endless circle. Let's go on our fun ride here. Whee! Alright, smile and shine once again. Alright, so back to our flowchart. That's sad. I wanted a nice G ending, but I guess I'm not getting that. Alright, so we'll come back to here, where we're deciding who to go with between G, H, and Jasmine. I don't remember what the thing here is. Is it talking to you? No. Is it talking to everyone? No, it's sitting on the stool, isn't it? That was the thing? Yes. Okay. Jasmine gets back, A leaves with E. We have these three. Alright, this time we're going with H. Got plenty of things that I'm curious about with H. I choose you, H! I don't know why, because you're an ultimate brat, but that's my choice. Hey, I'm not a brat. I'm older than that. Then start showing it. She clenched her teeth at my words, about to snarl and give a scathing remark when Jasmine clapped twice into her hands, as if calling us back to attention. Okay, wasting time bickering about the teams will cost us a lot of time we may not have. Are you in agreement or not? I guess I'm fine with it, if G is fine with it too. She glanced over her sister as if pressuring her. Yeah, that's okay by me too. Great. Let's go. She reached out and grabbed me by the arm, pulling me down to the lobby below. Hey, watch it how hard you're pulling. Couldn't believe how easily she pulled me along. I was such a big buff guy. The whole time, all I could do was follow like an obedient little puppy. The entire time, Jasmine's giggling assaulted my ears like a battering ram. Wait. I stopped in the lobby to talk to Jasmine. You two should stay here to be with the others when they come back. Yeah, I thought about it, but I changed my mind. I have a feeling we're not the only ones leaving others behind, so to say. Some of them have been gone for a while. If they want to escape this place, that's fine, of course. I just don't want to end up waiting for people who might never come back. What did she insinuate by that? Holding up her hands defensively, she shook her head, having noticed my expression. I don't mean it that way. But if they choose to take the train and explore station after station, I think we should do the same. Fair enough. We proceeded to the station. It took a while, and the train arrived for us to board it. The entire way, not much was exchanged. I tried thinking of topics to tackle, but I couldn't figure out anything new. Eventually, we stopped at the pool. That's weird. Look, it's already closed, as if someone came by already. She pointed at the window. Indeed, the door was closed and locked. See? I told you. Other people aren't returning either, and they're just exploring as they want. I don't see why we shouldn't do the same at this point. Right. What a bunch of pissants. Language. Okay, I was curious to see if that pool thing would stay the same no matter what choice we made. Seems like, at least for now, the answer is yes. Brocane Station, Recreation. The announcer drowned out whatever remarks she threw my way, and the train took off again. If M and Ray are behind that door, do you think they decided that together, or is it just Ray's doing? Wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Which one? Ray's doing. I don't really trust him much. Me neither. He's kinda scary. I can agree with that, but I wonder, and maybe this is this place making me more paranoid than I should be, but maybe the two of them teamed up. Was that really the case? Was it possible Marco, my friend, would have abandoned me? We already had our moment of doubting Marco earlier, Simon. We can't do this again. He wasn't a bad guy. Yet, it was undeniable that they kept going. Marco could have decided to come back on his own. He didn't, though. That was what bothered me. Hey, Earth to S, come in. I'll leave at the recreation station with G. Is that fine by you? I was snapped on my thoughts by Jasmine, clapping her hands again. Right, that's okay. Great. I'll leave you the reactor. You're savvier than me with that kind of thing anyway. Whoa, now, wait, I hope we don't have to. But H started shivering uncontrollably. She hugged herself, looking positively scared for reasons beyond my understanding. Are you okay? Get away from me! She pushed me away just as the train arrived at the recreation station. That's not good. I don't have the time to reassure her. S, just promise me she'll be fine. Just don't say the H word, okay? The H word? Huh? Is that the H word? She'll calm down a little bit, but you have to promise not to say the H word or else I'm taking her out right now and we'll leave here. Just promise her. She looked at me expectantly. I didn't really have a choice. Okay, I promise. I won't say the H word. What could that be? Hat? Hate? Higgins? Good. Have fun in the reactor. The two of them left momentarily. The train produced its chime once they entered the door, and it closed behind them, locking them in. Great. I was stuck going to a potentially dangerous room with an unstable little girl. Listen, I'm sorry, okay? There's no H. No, there is. I need to... What was the thing here? Okay, no, okay. So let's go... Great, okay. Whoa, now, wait, I hope we don't have to? H started shivering on control, yeah. So is the word hope? Or have, maybe? That's the only thing I can think of. That's weird. Procaine Station, Central. H's state reminded me of someone who was afflicted by epilepsy, except she was still conscious of what she was saying and doing. Unfortunately, I couldn't deal with it. I chose to accompany her in silence, worriedly staring over at her when I could, when suddenly a headache hit me like a prick. Ugh! What is this pain? You're having it too? It was like my head was being squeezed. Glancing at H, she was tensing up, holding her head with both hands. I mimicked her since I really couldn't handle it. I took a few deep breaths and exhaled sharply. Eventually, it ceased. I cast a glance over at H following that. She was doing better now. Perhaps that strange moment was all she needed to gain a foothold on reality once more. Feeling better now? A little. Just a little. Aren't you embarrassed about caring for a brat like me? Hey, I said that in a joke, you know? And that's just bullying. But it's okay, I understand. I had to make it up to her. As the train stopped at the final station down this side, I made up my mind. The doors opened, she stepped outside. I did the same, but before she reached the open door, I called for her. Hey, H. Before we go in, I want to tell you one thing. What is it? She looked at me, cautiously. Thanks for agreeing to split up from your sister. I'm sure that must have been difficult for you, since you two are so close. In a way, I'm jealous of that closeness, since I'm an only child. Your sister's in good hands. Jasmine will be certain to protect her, as long as she doesn't go, like, absolutely just totally crazy bonkers. And the chances of that happening are pretty slim. Nothing bad will happen to her. You can have my guarantee. And if something does happen to her, you have my permission to kick my butt. One free butt kicking. I could tell by her expression that H really didn't know what to say to that, instead giving me a bit of a smile. Thanks. That does mean a lot. Especially the last part. If something happens to her, I'll throw you into the reactor myself. Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. We resumed our walk towards the open door. Entering the lobby, I didn't notice anything special. It looked like any other so far. The door closed as we came in, which I expected to happen. So, we're here. Are you ready for the reactor? I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Finally, we stepped up the staircase and entered the reactor proper. Just looking around, seeing if I see anything super odd here. Nothing immediately. It was a fairly spacious room. A light, ever-present buzzing continuously assaulted our ears. I will say that it did not go past me, the strangeness of them getting close. Oh, I just noticed. Hold on. I just noticed this. That's very interesting. I also noticed before when they were on the thing, the strangeness of them getting a headache seemingly as they get closer to this, which I'm not quite sure what that's suggesting, but A light, ever-present buzzing continuously assaulted our ears. I wondered if I would develop tinnitus from this. The noise was coming from the reactor in the middle of the room. It looked rather big. In the front was an open entrance tall enough for even Ray to go through. On the walls was machinery of all kinds. I didn't expect anything else. On the other side of the room were some computers and a large screen, currently turned off. Ready to explore? This room kinda gives me the creeps. At least it's kind of green. I like green. Oh, good. Oh, wait, no, that's like us, right? We were the ones who liked green. You're nothing like G, is what I mean to say. Yeah, me too. It's all of those. After giving my cursory glance around the room, I decided to look at everything a little more closely. The first thing I noticed was a strange map on the wall. It showed everything in this place. I stood before it, somewhat dumbfounded. There was a good reason for that. As I looked at it, I realized there were two weird things about what it showed me. The first was that there was that empty wall, and behind were 8 circles. Okay, so immediately the thing that comes to my head here is, like, pods that they kept us in? Like, to keep us frozen? Or something along those lines? That's where my mind's immediately going. The number 8 again. Was it significant in some way? Why was everything 8 here? The only thing that came to mind was how 8 looked like an infinity symbol turned on its side. You're not wrong. They called that symbol a lemniscate. Don't know if I'm saying that right. I remembered Marco talking about that shape once. Obviously, I hadn't paid attention to what he said too much, but the name stuck to me. The second thing that was weird was how this room had only one entrance. Normally, each station had 2 doors, one for each side. This one, however, had a single way down along with the scanner room. What was the meaning of this? I tried to imagine why that was the case. Was it because it was the end of the line? Was it meant to only have 1 door? But the station below had 2 doors, like every station. I pulled away from the map. Anything the matter? I didn't answer her. Instead, I barreled down the stairs and looked through the window in the door. That's right. On the other side was another door, and it was closed just like I thought. Where did that door lead, if not upstairs? Hey, answer me! I just noticed something weird, that's all. Look. Oh, you're too short. She crossed her arms, already on the warpath. Okay, I'll just tell you. The other side of the station has a door, but the map of the room above only showed 1 exit from here. Well, other than the scanner room. Huh? That doesn't work. How are we meant to go back? Maybe, and this is just a hypothesis, maybe we're not meant to go back once we make it here. Is this the exit? Some noise from upstairs caught my attention. It was some kind of static screeching. What the heck is that? What's really going on at this station? Let's go find out. Together, we went back up the stairs quickly. Once we arrived upstairs once more, we noticed the screen had lit up. On it was Smiley. I see you've arrived at this room. Unfortunately, I must inform you that this room is a dead end, in a manner of speaking. It will not be one for everyone, however. Before I explain that part, I will tell you a story. It is directly correlating to some of your presences here. There was a girl who had done terrible things a long time ago. Based on what I know so far, that sounds like H. She, as a result, was taken by an organization for their human experiments. This is definitely sounding like H. What she did was terrible, but what those people did was even worse. My head, it hurts. Stop talking. Stop talking. I remembered. No. No. Twin screamed, and I missed what Smiley said next. It wasn't just a normal scream. She was going absolutely mental. I could also feel a headache, but it was unclear if it was due to her noise or due to other reasons. I recalled it was the same kind of headache as the one I got earlier in the train. Yeah, no, there's definitely something more going on there. H eventually fell to the ground. I reached to help her back up, but she shook her head dismissively, instead gratifying me with another loud groan of pain. No, it's fine. I'm okay, it's just my head. My head hurts so much. Ah! Another scream came from her. I panicked a little, unsure if I should have done something. Finally, she calmed down while Smiley continued, as the recording had been uncaring about what was happening in the room. I turned my attention back to it, since she seemed better now. This situation is a direct result of that. And now, this is the reason why this room is a dead end. The reactor has been set to overheat within 10 minutes. Make no mistakes, this reactor could completely destroy every station here. It is an extremely powerful power generator that, on its own, could give energy to the entire city. While it is not nuclear energy, it is something somewhat close. Anyone can stop it by pushing a button to close the reactor. It is sad to point out, but the button is inside a contraption, and pressing it will close the door behind that person. This means that whoever pushes the button will be trapped within while it stabilizes, resulting in their end. The only question you both should be thinking about for the next 10 minutes is, who will make the sacrifice? The screen turned off right after that. A small light on the reactor turned on, flashing red. Everything was going to explode in 10 minutes. And we'll leave it there for this time around. We'll have to see where this goes. I'm guessing there may be a choice here, but we'll have to see. A lot to think about, especially with H's stuff. Based on this last couple of bits here. I will consider that. But until then, this has been Downstage Gaming. I have been your host, Josh, and I will catch you all, hopefully within 10 minutes, next time.